All right, ladies and gentlemen, the very first panel discussion is on mobile-first content strategies, navigating the digital landscape. And ladies and gentlemen, today we are extremely honored that we have some really esteemed personalities who will be joining us today for this panel discussion. I hope all of you are excited to hear all about it. Yes and no would be appreciated from your side. Yes. I can see that all the people sitting over there are extremely excited. That table is the most excited one. So he needs to be. All right, so with that, allow me to do the honor by first of all inviting the moderator of the session, Mr. Adgully, who is the founder of Monkey Minds. Now allow me to start introducing you all with one by one all the panelists. Put your hands together because now I would like to do the honor to invite Mr. Hari Krishnan, Head of Content and Innovation from Publicis Group India. Well, next I would like to do the honor to invite Mr. Manas Gulati, co-founder and CEO of ARM Worldwide. Thank you so much, sir. Moving towards the next name, now I would like to do the honor to invite Sudesh Balan, co-founder and chief creative officer of Tonic Worldwide. Put your hands together for the gentleman. Well, next I would like to do the honor to invite Mr. Chandrasekhar Nayak, senior vice president, Value Leaf India. And because of some unsituational circumstances, ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Vandana Ramakrishna will not be joining us here for the panel discussion, but I think she also deserves a huge round of applause. Come on. With that, I would like to request the moderator of the session, Mr. Adgully, to please do the honor and start the panel discussion.
Hello, can you guys hear me? Okay, good afternoon, everybody. We want to keep this session very interactive, so if you guys have any questions, shoot across it that we can, we'll be happy to answer that. Just to start the session, let me just give you some heads up that we have the topic around mobile first. What exactly is mobile first? Basically, when you create a platform which is not designated from a desktop perspective or a screen which is a screen bigger than the 10 inches and all. That is what mobile first is. So something like any UPI driven company or even Uber and all, these are the companies which are mobile first. If you look at these things, what has happened from last year perspective, we are consuming around 22 GB data per month kind of thing, which means that there is huge content consumption which is happening in terms of on mobile. 90% of the consumption is happening on mobile, which leads into the first question for the panel. Basically, what is the kind of content strategy which you guys are doing for your brands, and how are you managing it with this current day and age of heavy content, heavy data consumption?
Yeah. Hello. I'll take that up. So, I remember this as a point of discussion back in the day as well. Like some 10 years back, we were just discussing this. However, things have moved forward, from perspective of brands as well. Brand teams have become much more mature. Like, back in the day, we used to plan website and then adapt it on the mobile, while now we plan mobile and look at adapting it on the web as well. And a lot of things have come into place, especially from a content standpoint, and from all formats perspective, be it email, or the creative, the typography, the fonts which are being used. Everything needs to be adaptive and very much legible on a small screen, and which is where the entire content strategy is moving in terms of, you'd look at whenever you enter a mall, there'd be some geographical thing around you and would send you a message, which to me is very contextually relevant. And if you're at a certain space where you have bigger brands like an Adidas and they have offers going on, it is very, very contextual and definitely relevant. So people have started thinking like that, and not bombard across, across India, pan-India, but have reached out to specific locations where the propensity to convert becomes very, very high. So from that standpoint, everybody has the equipment, the tools, also AI, plays a big role in that, and I think that's where we are all moving.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi. So, when we are discussing mobile first as a strategy for content consumption, we will just have a look at the scenario, how the content is being consumed in India. Of late, the stats suggest that the rural penetration in terms of internet is growing at I mean, it's almost twice that of urban, and that is possible because of the low mobile internet cost. That is because of the very good penetration in terms of the smartphones. I think out of 800 million internet users and close to phone connections as well, we have close to 500 million plus smartphone users. So the strategy when it comes in terms of how do we try to reach out to this particular TG, it again depends upon, it could be a device-based strategy, it could be a let's say platform-based strategy, and of course message-based strategy is what we have been doing traditionally. So a lot of factors are counted in, and based on that, when we market for brands, we devise a strategy based on all these three things to be.
Sorry, I'll take that, the next one. I have a very, like when we started talking today, it's very interesting this, and you also said that this mobile first thing has been spoken about the last 10 years or so. My question was, if mobile is first, then what is second? Does anyone know this answer? No. The phenomena with this industry is that one word keeps going on all the time, and then we pick it up and we take it forward, and then we kind of keep repeating that. But a lot of changes have happened within that. So if I say, and we are talking about the industry here, and I think the tendency usually is to talk about very bottom of the funnel things like conversions and clicks and so many people and all of that. But fundamentally, if you look at the funnel, we still haven't become mobile first as an industry. Like I have a lot of creative agency background, and when they do top funnel work and they want to create hero content, Hero Hub Hygiene and all that, all that
We all have gone
all the whole dictionary, the thesaurus. So hero content on which crores of rupees are spent is still 16:9. It's not 9/16, right? So till the time we don't think 9/16 for hero glance and how the experiences they provide on the mobile, which is incidentally again all their content discovery happens on the mobile screen. And we also have a very, when we say mobile first, it's also traversing through the funnel. So the entire content to commerce journey is through, we feel is through the mobile screen. We've done a lot of work around that. But I must say that there's still a long way to go before we really call the entire industry a mobile first, right? So that's the starting point of the whole exercise.
So,
Yeah, I agree with you. Like we are still not mobile first, but we also need to look at the fact that we cannot consider only agencies as content creator in today's times when there are so many influencers, and there is a boom of influencers, and these guys are content creators, and most of them are creating the content into 9:16. We also need to look into the fact that I know for the matter that a lot of social media apps, they started as app first. They started as mobile first rather. And now you would see like WhatsApp, it has a web version. Or even Instagram has come up with a web version. I remember when Instagram came out, I don't think there was a web version. And now there's a web version to it as well.
I'd like to add on, and I chime with him also, because see, recently you've seen that a lot of content which is being produced by influencers have also been used in performance-related ads, and the conversion rates, and in terms of the engagement, also in terms of conversions, they get a slight hike because of that. And in today's context, when you talk to a brand ambassador also, you say that एक TVC बनेगा, साथ में एक mobile content भी बनेगा, which we'll use probably on our on the assets which we are using in terms of for conversions, for awareness and everything else. So we're not too far from where a standard offline agency would make a content or otherwise, but we are moving in a direction in which even the partners would suggest that if you have an influence through an influencer or somebody who's of some stature in a certain category, then the content which is made is also made on a mobile and which is used for probably for conversions later on. So yeah.
So what is the role of shareability of your mobile content strategy? How are you managing that thing? Because you guys are talking about, you create content which is for, let's say, InMobi or Glance, which is there, or from influencer standpoint, which they're checking. So what is the scope of shareability? Because that will lead to higher reach or engagement which is required. How do we manage that thing? Anybody?
Yeah, I'll take it up. So, I'd say that the opportunity of engagement and reach, that's widespread on mobile, as opposed to, an email which is sent out in which you're trying to have a one-way communication, for instance, or maybe some innovation to it which adds on a certain thing. In today's context, mobile gives you a lot of opportunities. Like it gives you an opportunity of real-time quizzes, polls, and other things, which in case there's lesser engagement on your website or, or lesser engagement on your ad, you can take that as a ploy of content creation, get to engage the person not only with your brand, but what your brand stands for. And not all the time people would answer to कि जी मैं कोई भी brand हूँ. Whenever you put brand into an ad, the conversion rates, the engagement rates and everything goes down, as opposed to helpful content which a brand makes. If you're making helpful content or something which is engaging me, I'd still, resonate with the brand much more than if you're just trying to sell me something. So I think because social media was made that, two individuals can talk to each other in the manner they feel easiest, and I should resonate with it as well. Brands have also started doing that, and that's the level of reach and engagement which it brings in along with it.
So which leads this to the next question around content only, which is like, are you creating meme content for mobile first strategy? Are you guys using it on a regular basis and for your client? And what is the kind of ROI, if you are getting any kind of ROI beyond the engagement? How do you justify that thing?
So I'll just continue on the earlier conversation, also what Harikrishnan was saying about the vertical formats. Sadly, even the best of the brands, when they make brand films, right, it's still horizontal. They're not thinking of vertical, which itself is a problem. So I completely agree with him. And on a lighter note, right, the power of mobile, right, it's kind of an extended part of yourself today, right? So when they said newspapers would be passé and digital has taken over, I not believed it till a long time. Till the day I realized, and most of us out here, on a lighter note please, would agree that, when we go to the washroom and we are naked, we still have a mobile with us. So that's the power that it holds right now. So any kind of communication, it's great to be there. And when it comes to memes, right? So memes, everybody knows it works, right? Today, most of us, communication also, if I'm talking about Gen Z, right? The way they communicate, they don't talk anymore, right? And not only Gen Z, I think most of us now today, if we want to convey something to someone over Instagram DMs, is sharing a meme, right? It's no more saying, oh, you know what, I was thinking about you and I thought we did this. No, they would share a meme. And when I say meme, there's a misconception that it's a static image and, something is written over there, some text is put in there and that's it. No, that's completely changed. Today, a meme could be video, could be voice. It's a mix mash of all of that. So right now, when I say moe moe, how many of us know about moe moe?
I don't think so. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows? Anybody doesn't know about moe moe out here in the audience? You don't know about moe moe? You know about it,
We
right?
should leave now if nobody knows Moe Moe.
No, I think most of us know, they just don't want to accept it. And that's what the problem is with memes, right? So the senior folks like us, and I'm not pointing at anyone like us, we still feel, oh, it's brand and brand strategy and all that. And the young kids are like, they'll put up a meme, they put up a video content and boom, it's going. It's getting all the engagements, ROI, everything. But then even the next time, you go with a meme and the senior folk out there, this is not my brand. Where's the brand essence and all that? So memes is a very, very powerful way of, getting ROI also. But apart from that, for engagement, is the most cost-effective way, right? And it actually humanizes your brand, right? So we work with brands like Kotak, very boring BFSI. The people are great, sorry to say that, not boring, people are awesome, right? It's my brand, yeah. So, but we do a lot of memes, like a brand like Ashirwad. It seems like, oh, it's a legacy brand, but we do memes and it works fantastic. So I think that's what most brands, if they really want engagement, right, that's the way to go. So if you're on Instagram, your brand is on Instagram, better make it a meme page, right? Rather than, what we are doing and how we are good at what we do, how our products are. No one wants to see that, right? Humor gets it, right? There's this saying, right? You say something to someone or you do something to someone, they won't remember it, but they would remember how you make them feel. Memes make you feel good, and it works. And the other aspect is, I'll put up a phrase for it. So pig it and plug it. So brands, they just have to piggyback on whatever meme trends are there. So if I say looking like a wow, the ladies out there, right, looking like a wow, yeah, it just resonates there, right? People know it, right? It's worked wonders. Like, you name the brands, the best of the best brands picked it up. We also did it, some bit on it. But it just went crazy, it worked. So let's give the consumers what they love, rather than, try to give the consumer what we want to give them. So I think meme works, and ROI is also fantastic.
So I just want to add on to, thanks Sudhish, this is very insightful about what I wanted to add to the point of shareability and memes. And I'm linking it back to the main topic of mobile first. Now, I do understand a lot of brands have this absolute caste system that this is my set of people who will make what the brand should talk. Then there will be people who will silently listen to what the brand will say. They have no right to mutate my messaging. आप कर ही नहीं सकते हो, आप छू ही नहीं सकते. This is old thinking. Unfortunately, in the marketing community today, 90% of our people who are heading marketing are of this old thinking. They don't allow the brand to be touched by anybody. But the truth is, consumers are having and honestly, brands, when you say a person releases a movie like Animal or Archie's, crores of rupees have gone into it. That film director is not saying, don't touch my film. Do whatever with it. Do good with it, do bad with it. It'll gain news. But brands are shit scared even today if somebody picks it up and laughs at it. Now, how is that happening? Memes allow you to laugh at anything. It is irreverent. And secondly, it is mobile. Like, मेरे mobile में कुछ आ गया, उस पे मैं कुछ भी डाल के आगे बढ़ा रहा हूँ. Brand should be happy that, so I think there are some brands like Zomato and all, they love being laughed at. Because only when you laugh at it and then you forward it like a private personal joke, like हमारे घर में कोई बात चल रही है, you know the context, I know the context, I will send you, and then you get it. Now, how is that possible? That's only possible by mobile. So this is again, what he's highlighted is the brand's immaturity, denial, that consumer is playing with it. No, I don't want to let my consumer play with it. So till the time the brand managers and the brand custodians feel that consumers cannot play with my brand, you can never be mobile first. Because mobile is about playing. It is about using your hand. It is about mutating it and forwarding it. Why would anybody, tell me any one person, you saw a great ad and you forwarded that ad. You won't forward an ad because you know usko bhi aa jayega uske mobile pe. But if there is a viral and you put a spin on it, you will then forward it. And that is the power of memes, that's the power of mobiles. And that is what will make mobile first strategy. I will maintain my stand that we have to brands are still too far away from it. You're right that influencers are going there, but I always talked about hero content. What you're talking about is not hero content, yeah.
I'll just add to it, just so that, there's one of the ways that even senior people at various brands and agencies can look at, like Google Trends, right? The year gone by, there's a feature now, memes. So number one is Bhupinder Jogi. We all know Bhupinder Jogi?
Does anyone know? Bhupinder Jogi.
Bhupinder Jogi. So that's like rocking at number one. Number two is looking like a wow, the ladies out there. And number three is, any guesses?
Moe moe.
Absolutely. So even Google is picking it up, right? So relevance comes, it works. That's what it shows. And I was just adding to what Harikrishnan was saying. The best way for the brands to do, exactly of opposite what brands are doing, as you mentioned right now, is throw it out there. Ask people,
Throw it out
I've
there.
got this brand, you make
Play
memes
with
out of it.
Play with it.
Play with it, send it to me, I'll reward you for it. Gratification for that. So that's a way.
I think that's a very gutsy call if a brand can do it. That's what it is.
I think
Zomato, as he was mentioning,
there-
Zomato, right from start,
Yeah.
right from day one, they've just been doing memes. They never did anything else. Sorry.
I'll just add on to this. Like, there are categories which would abstain from doing it. For instance, in finance, there are a lot of NPAs which happen. And, even if you resort to meme marketing, it needs to be in a very jacketed manner.
Yeah.
Because the outburst which comes from the customers might not be right always. A lot of startups, a lot of delivery apps, a lot of media related apps like Netflix or Viacom or otherwise, they would be at the forefront of doing this because they have the ease to talk about it, related to their shows and other things as well. But when it comes to certain sensitive categories, like probably finance, they have their reservations because there's a huge outburst from people who are not very happy with the brand and it might not go in a certain direction. So that's always there.
Maybe there are guardrails. Which
Yeah,
has to be
there are
which is fine,
guardrails
yeah.
and we've seen that primarily in categories which are very, very stringent. I think meme marketing would not always be the way to go, but there needs to be a threshold till which it can be used as well. So for instance, for Bajaj, we do meme marketing, we do a lot of topical and other things as well. But there are certain guardrails which we can't cross. So I think we need to live with it, but we also need to resonate with whatever is going on, at the current moment.
That's true. See, go ahead.
Yeah, so we also tried doing meme marketing for one of the brands, and we saw that we all know that attention span has been going down of a user, and the kind of attention a meme can bring to a brand is very short-living as well. But of course, you can at least create a good awareness around the brand. Of course, being within the brand guidelines. We cannot forget that Amul has been doing it for years, right? And this all dials down to a few years back, like 30, 40 years back, when advertisers or advertising experts realized that making an ad funny can leave an impact rather than just making it very informative. So earlier when you used to see the ads, it used to be very informative. And like in late 80s or 90s, they started making it funny. And once it's they started making it funny, then a lot of attention they have garnered. And today, that is the evolution of what it has started like 30 years back in the form of memes. And of course, when memes are there, the shareability which we were discussing, it also at a greater extent, because most of the times we are sharing one meme or the another over the mobile phones. And yeah, I mean, it's a very good tool, but again, it depends on category to category.
Sure. So I think, Hari, you spoke about the funnel marketing also. So have you gone through any kind of cases or brands where you have used the funnel, where you see there are drops which are happening across the funnel, and use mobile first strategy to bring the user back?
So we didn't call it mobile first strategy, but for instance, we at Publici, we have a very clear orientation. We are building the whole content to commerce journey for all our brands. So in fact, if you look at the way the group is also structured, we've got some practices which are specifically focusing on e-commerce, specifically focusing on content. So what we do is work symbiotically with all our brands to make sure that whatever campaigns are launched, they kind of deliver through the line, through the funnel on digital. And guess what? Digital is largely mobile now, right? So that's it. And what we haven't been yet able to crack is the top funnel. Yeah, top funnel from a familiarity की awareness बढ़ानी है, influencer ले लिया, वो तो कर ही पा रहे हैं. But from the point of view of brand love, what do you create for brand love as from a mobile standpoint? We've tried a lot. Recently on Friendship Day for PepsiCo, we did this whole thing. You know about Zakir Khan, right? He's the famous for his friend zones. So we did the whole Zakir bot, which was about he's giving you like AI-based suggestions based on your conversation with your friend as to what your date conversation should be to not get friend zoned. Or if you are friend zoned, then what do you do? So that was bang on. Again, a brand love strategy for Pepsi. We said on Friendship Day, we need to do something, even though it is small. Then we do a lot of work with Amazon, where we've taken it right from content to commerce. Like we run a huge program where influencers actually sell stuff, and they've got monthly targets, etc. So we have a team which is managing that. And increasingly, we are feeling that the manual part of it can be now done away with, because now there are newer technologies like Hyped and all that, where you can give a link on a influencer's asset and then it gets sold and inventory is managed. So we are also learning. So now, like I said, no agency can claim to be an expert in this yet, because the things are constantly evolving, but they attempt. As a group, we are very clear that we don't want to keep doing something because that's bringing us business. We know it's going to change tomorrow. So we are constantly trying to see if there are clients who are willing to do a hero content on mobile and see what we can do with it. We are constantly trying to work on how do we build consideration and then purchase and then the final sale. So all of that as a group we are trying across various clients at various different points of journeys. Sure. So yeah, it's going to take time, but
you are on the
we are on that
path.
Grand experiment.
Sure. Manas, you want
I'll just add on to this. And I remember what you just said, that using individual influencers as sales point for everybody. And I'll just quote an example of Groupon. Like some 10, 12 years back in the day, they had a affiliate model, which was housed on their website, where anybody and everybody could just pick up the link, put it on his ad and become a salesperson. And it can be an organization or an individual. It is just that now we have so many touch points in terms of influencers and their followers as well, because we at a certain point in time when we identify these influencers also know that this is a certain set of following this influencer has. So, and it might be a part of my, entire customer cohort. That's when I identify an influencer which resonates with my brand and then use them as like a mini affiliate as well. And in which I give a coupon code that probably a 10% off can be, taken by that. And especially in the cosmetic space and in the apparel space, it works very well.
That's interesting. So which leads me to with the paucity of time, that last question, which is like, how are we using AR, VR from a mobile first strategy? Are we using those kind of tech also? Any brands which you guys can highlight?
Sure, great. So AR, VR, again, it's been there for a while. There are various brands that use it to their advantage, right? So AR, today, Instagram and Facebook, all their filters are made out of AR, and people are enjoying it, engaging with it. But there are new technologies which are emerging, like for example, metaverse. This was like we were discussing earlier. Last year it was a big thing, like, oh, everyone's doing metaverse. We also did it. Yeah. So for a brand, we did it for Neutralite to get the first ever cooking show on metaverse with Sanjeev Kapoor, right? It gave us good results, but from a long-term perspective, maybe it's still a long way to go unless and until everyone acquires VR glasses and uses it. So VR also, there are great solutions that you can get with VR. For example, you're a realty brand, you can give a whole experience of how your house will look, right? There are brands like IKEA, and where if you're buying furniture, you can already see how your furniture would be placed with AR, all those aspects. So metaverse, yes, but today the buzzword, I think you go into any meeting, any conversation, has to be this word AI. Everyone's using it, AI. It's not that AI just came in today or days back. It's been there for years. Like everything, there's so many tools that we use already, which was on artificial intelligence. But I think it's democratized now. So even, people, anyone can start using it. Now everyone's aware of ChatGPT. It's been a great help for writing emails, right? Resumes, yeah. So that your English is bang on point. Resignation mails, wow, it works superb. Yeah, I'm worried about that. So, everyone knows about ChatGPT, but it's much more powerful than what ChatGPT is doing. So, personally, I'm very, very, bullish on GPTs. The full form of it is generative pre-trained transformers, right? Why is it pre-trained? Because it's not predetermined. So, for example, chatbots were there. We've been hearing about chatbots. But most of the chatbots, it's predetermined. So it will only answer questions that are already fed in. Today, the power is that it can keep on chatting with you the whole day and you would feel like you're talking to a friend. And that's what the bit about AI, which people were saying, it can't be personal, it can't be emotional, that's changing, right? And I'm very excited and working on the whole emotional aspect. So we build something for bingo. It would just roast you. Whatever you write, it will keep on roasting you like a friend. Like the other day, I just said, "Kya mera boss pagal hai? Hindi bhi likh sakte ho." तो बोलता है क्यों क्या तू psychiatrist है क्या तू अपना काम देखना so that kind of thing, that kind of conversation, but it gets more powerful. So for a pharmaceutical brand, what we did is we kind of we built a chatbot, but it looks more like a tool where you can open up your camera for example, your kid has got a cut on her hand or his hand, and you can just open up your camera, scan it, and it will tell you is it a cut, bruise, or a burn, and what you need to do with it. So that's the power of AI, and the whole lead time to build the whole tool was just 10 days, right from approvals and everything of that sort. So it's kind of going crazy. AI, I would say it's just the start. It's just the tip of the iceberg. It's going to go much more than where it is right now.
Sure, man.
Yeah.
I want to add.
So, I'd also like to add on that a lot of cost, cutting can happen, by the use of AI. And, one of the classic examples is with one of our financial clients, we are exploring with Mob Avenue, the automated calling system, which you'd receive. And it'll also save a lot of cost, even people to call and convert and everything. While, I'd say that also will stay, but this becomes an additional mode for reaching out to customers.
So if I have to sum it up, we'll have to, do you want to add something?
Yeah, we started the question with AR and VR, I think.
Yeah.
So when it comes to content consumption, I'm sure a lot of people would have seen this year's Apple event and they have come up with the VR glasses, although they're not calling it VR glasses. I can't remember the name exactly, Vision, right? So, you have seen how the sports as a content is going to be consumed over there, that you can see, you can enlarge the size of the screen, and plus you'll see a 3D model which would be laid in front of you. So we were speaking about hero content. There could be once in a while a product that can be a hero and that can change the game forever. So I think with Apple's vision coming in, I see a big change coming in terms of how the content is going to be consumed.
I think you're right. Actually bang on, because where the difference is today from where it used to be. So we are all talking about smartphones. iPhone now 12 years old, right? Smartphones have been around for 10 years. Everyone's on their third or fourth smartphone, I'm sure. From a mere experience of watching a movie to immersiveness. I know, we were, before the panel today, we were talking about metaverse mar gaya and all that. See, metaverse word mar gaya hai because of Facebook and all that. Because also it's boring to hear the same word again and again. But immersiveness nahi mara hai. People are looking for immersiveness. So AR is allowing you that immersiveness. People
Gaming
are
is still big.
Gaming is very big. So, and immersiveness what decides hero content. So, as mobile, and somebody, I think Bijoya started talking about the production side of it. That now all companies are supplying better feeling screens and latency is lower and all of that. So as that happens, people's engagement with mobile also will deepen, and that will make it more and more closer to mobile first. So a great experience on gaming, a great experience on a brand experience of say a try room or a makeup effect on my face, etc., will enable me to spend more time with that brand. And I think we are moving there. It all depends on how, as agencies and brands, we are ready to take that risk, ready to invest ahead of the curve, rather than just doing tokenism. कि थोड़ा सा चलो एक कर दिया हमने tick mark कर दिया. That's the problem. So I think everything is there in front of us. Technology is there in front of us. Consumers are there in front of us. Developers are there in front of us. It is that ability to say, okay, I want to set aside 10% of my budget on immersiveness. That's the leap we need to take.
Yeah, the experimentative budget has to be there.
Has to be there and increased year on year, and people should say, okay, I failed in this. I'm okay to fail. The problem is when we say no, there is no leeway to fail, then we don't experiment, and it just remains there. Anyway.
All right, so if I have to sum it up, let's be experimentative and use generative AI to create content for everybody, which will help us to make it mobile first, most probably. We are already mobile first, but yeah, truly mobile first, right. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. And with that, would like to request you all to please come forward for a group picture. Let's capture the moment. Well, that was indeed an amazing panel discussion. I think they deserve thunderous round of applause. Come on, everybody, put your hands together for them. Thank you so much. Wait for a while, because we do have a token of appreciation that we would like to present to all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you.